Hey everyone, this is Henry, back again with another video, and today we are going to talk about metadata filter. How do we use that, or why do we even use that? So to begin with, we can take a simple example from the chat flow that we constructed previously, which is a conversational retrieval QA chain. So basically what happens is that you take a text file, you chunk it into different pieces, then with the embeddings, you upsert into your Pinecone vector database, and then send it to the retrieval QA chain and have the ChatGPT to answer the questions based on your text file. So it works great if you have just one text file. So what if you have multiple similar text file, and how do you retrieve the exact information that you want from a specific text file? So this is what we're going to talk about today. So imagine right now you have two text files. Say user A has uploaded text 1, and this is saying Henry and Yao are the co-founder of Flowise. And you have another user B which kind of uploads similar text file, and this time it is saying Steven and Jack are the co-founder of Flowise. So the problem is, how do we retrieve the answer specific to the user A when the question like who are the co-founder of Flowise is being asked? So ideally, when user A asks who are the co-founder of Flowise, we should retrieve Henry and Yao. And when user B asks the same questions, we should retrieve Steve and Jack. So now back to Flowise, and we're going to start to use this template. And now we are going to upload the documents text file. Next is we are going to duplicate the same node, and this time we are going to upload text2, and then put in this node and fill it into the vector database. Okay, now that we have filled in all of the credentials like the Pinecone API key, OpenAI API key, and we are ready to save the chat flow. And now, if you try to ask questions, who are the co-founder of Flowise? So remember, this is without metadata, so the answer retrieved from the ChatGPT will be kind of random. So as we can see, we are able to retrieve Steven and Jack in the first context, and then Harry and Yao in the second context. So it is good. So what about we want to retrieve just Henry and Yao from the second context instead of the first context? So in order to do that, we can click on the additional parameters in the text file, and you can see a metadata field over here. So what you have to do is you just have to enter the key value pair for your specific document. And let's say if I want to differentiate these documents with a user ID, I can have a key name as user ID and some user ID, maybe I'll say user A. And this is set for text2, and now moving on to the text one, we are going to add the same user ID as a key name, and this time the value will be user B. Save that, and now let's ask the same question again and see what happens. So again, the same answer is being retrieved, but now that if we go to the Pinecone console, we can see specific namespace that we are using here, which is Pinecone 0113, and now we have 4 documents. But unfortunately, we cannot see the metadata filter in the Pinecone dashboard, but we can test it out. So if we now go back to the marketplace, and there's a template called metadata filter load. So since we have already upserted the data to the Pinecone, so we don't have to do it all over again, right? And this time we are going to use this chat flow, which is to load the existing index. Okay, now that we have all the credentials filled in and have the chat flow saved, now let's ask the questions. And you can see it retrieved randomly, right? This time it is saying Henry and Yao. So what if you want the answers to be Stephen and Jack, which is from the text 2? So there's an additional parameter in the existing load index Pinecone node, and here we can specify the key value pair that we have entered in the previous chat flow. This time I want to say user B. I hope that's right. If I save that and ask the same questions, so this is Henry and Yao. If you change it to user A, save it, and then ask the question again, you can see this time it returns Stephen and Jack. So just to recap, first we have a chat flow that is doing the upsert work. And from here, we specify the documents and the metadata specific to that document. As you can see, text 2, we have the user ID as user A, and then for text 1, we have user ID as user B. And after we have upserted the data into vector database, we don't want to do it all over again, right? And this is where we use load existing index, and from here we can specify which metadata filter that we want to retrieve the documents from.